What's going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel, and today we're for a new Madden 22 realistic rebuild, and I just wanted to do the Bills, man. Got a lot of teams. There's a lot more rebuildy teams that I still have yet to do. The Atlanta Falcons, the Houston Texans, the Philadelphia Eagles, but I literally looked at my available pool of teams, and I've been asking you guys in the comments to kind of hit me up with what teams you want to see next, and there's never really a consensus. So, until there's a clear cut, everyone's funneling into one team, I'm just looking at, well, we just got the checklist. And the Bills today, on Friday, recording this for the weekend, just felt like a nice, easy, should be able to get them to Super. And I want to get them to Super. But of all the teams I've left to rebuild, they're right up there for the teams I want to just see a Super Bowl. And it might not be the longest time here. Hopefully we can get this Super Bowl win sooner than later. But one thing I have noticed, just generally simming, is that the Bills aren't really dominant in the sim. They're always one of the teams that has a really weird record for the amount of talent that they have. They're not like the Browns. They're not like the Chiefs. They're not like the Bengals. They're not like the Ravens. Those are the kind of the top dogs you consistently see going on deep playoff runs in the sim. Not so much the Buffalo Bills. So I've tried my best. They made a lot of one-year deals. I didn't get everybody signed that I wanted to, but I get everyone that I thought would make an impact. I literally actually think Duke Johnson at running back's the one guy I didn't get. But we have them really where their roster's at entering the draft. On the offense, in terms of new faces, we got Jamison Crowder in the slot spot. They brought in O.J. Howard there on a one-year deal. The rest of the offense, though, Gabe Davis had as hot of a playoff run as any wide receiver in the NFL last year. You got Josh Allen now properly up to an X factor. You got Diggs there doing his thing. Singletary running back, serviceable. Running back is a spot I think they could go in the first round of the draft. But looking at how their roster stands from a Madden standpoint, we absolutely are going to have to go corner, I think. Going on the defensive side, that's why you'll see in a second. Obviously, Trey White comes back, X Factor, we feel great. Micah Hyde's not really a corner, even though he played corner at Green Bay. But really, we have Trey White and we have Taron Johnson as our two. And you want Johnson in the slot. We need another outside corner for our team, immediately. Our safety tandem's going to be Poyer and Hyde, even though it's just kind of messed up right now. We got Milano Edmonds. They brought in Marquel Lee over from the Raiders. Probably could use another linebacker. But the big gets here was this man right here. Von Miller, number 40 for the Buffalo Bills, going back. Defensive end. He is 33, but he's a needle mover for this defense. That was an outstanding business from the Buffalo Bills. Pair that with Ed Oliver, superstar. You got Rousseau. Well, they did bring back, they actually spent a lot of money at D-tackle in terms of, bringing in a bunch of guys. They brought back Jordan Phillips. They brought in Settle. They signed Daquan Jones. I think, honestly, though, what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to have Epineza play alongside Ed Oliver in the subsets primarily. A little bit more upside. Plus, with the star dev, you want to get Epineza on the field. But, I feel good about this team. There are a couple big glaring holes here for sure. But I think if we can land a corner, if we can land maybe an outside linebacker, we're gonna be looking good. And I'm going to turn it around. And we're going to finally win a Super Bowl with the Buffalo Bills. At pick 25, there's three positions of needs, I think, here for the Buffalo Bills. One could be going running back. But the running back, I think if I was Buffalo, that I would want to spend pick 25 on, would be Breece Hall. And he's already out the board. I'm going to make sure actually I pause this. I don't want them making my pick for me. That would just irate me. After I had to just do all the work to get the team roster ready to be. Point being, there's no wide receiver I don't think worth really, pulling the trigger on there at 25. So then we go to our secondary needs, which is very much, you could look straight up at D tackle. Devontae Wyatt is like a win now type move. But I'm more so going to look at the linebacking spot. Nakobe Dean's still here. Honestly, I have gone to Kobe D. Devin Lloyd, I don't think I've actually used Devin Lloyd in a rebuild. He fell there a little bit. Devin Lloyd might be the best pick here. You got McCreary, but he's more of a slot guy. If we can somehow turn this into Devin Lloyd and then, BP, get a Kyler Gordon in the second round, that could very well work out for this team. But Devin Lloyd still being down there, I don't know why he's getting kind of dogged here a little bit. He is going to be our selection. He is going to be a day one starter. Devin Lloyd, Tremaine Edmonds, Matt Milano. That is a hell of a linebacking core. All right, so going back to corner with the second round pick, this is really going to be our last selection. I think given the guys that are left, we see someone that can play on the outside. You have Tariq Woolen, who's a freak of nature, but not really conducive to being thrown to the wolves right away. I think we're going to have to look at Kobe Bryant from Cincinnati. Oh my God, it doesn't look good though. The D coverage. What about Martin Emerson? Is he a little bit better? D zone. These are like man cover guys, but look, he's actually a fit for us. What about is Kobe Bryant? Is he a top fit for Buffalo? He is as well. What do we got? 4.45. Combine wasn't the best for Kobe Bryant, not the best athlete. Emerson probably a little bit better athletically speaking. 4.55. Yeah, just a little bit better from the jumping standpoint. So we're gonna grab Martin Emerson here. Wasn't expecting a dev trade. I'm just hoping we get a guy that's like high 60s, and we're not gonna, it's not gonna be a liability. Especially, once we get Trey White, but we just need that third corner. Not a lot of responsibility, not a lot of pressure. So looking at our draft recap here, it was a solid draft. Ticked a lot of boxes that I would have liked to try to do. We got Devin Lloyd, which was the belle of the ball. He is 73 hidden dev, and he is going to be in our scheme. He's going to be our left outside linebacker. So I don't know how much his rating is going to fluctuate. We might be lucky and could cash in on a +1. It actually goes down 1 to a 72. We got Martin Emerson, normal dev in the second round. Got a really good value pick here. I wasn't even really thinking about it. We got Sean Ryan. He's 71 with a hidden dev for our team. I think I'm going to compete him against Ryan Bates at right guard. I know he has the upside there just a little bit. So we're going to give him the opportunity to earn that right guard spot. But I'll take a hidden dev in the third round all day long. Rest was all just a bunch of normal devs. We got Calvin Austin, the electrifying wide receiver out of Memphis. Jerome Ford, Cincinnati running back. We got Cordell Flott, corner from LSU. And Wan'Dale Robinson, kind of a gadget player. BPA, still there on board in the 6th round. But the fact that we got Ryan and Devin Lloyd, two guys that are probably going to contribute here rookie season, that is pretty damn good for a team that has Super Bowl aspirations starting just from year one. So here's how our Buffalo Bills team looks like entering year one. And again, I think we gotta push for the playoffs, gotta push for a Super Bowl. Offensive line, Dawkins, Ford, Mitch Moore, Sean Ryan, and Spencer Brown. We got Knox and Howard at tight end. Skill position spots, we got Singletary and Moss, Stefon Diggs, Jamison Crowder, and Gabe Davis. Josh Allen, I just want to see him put up some gaudy numbers. I don't know, though. I just feel like he's not a great sim quarterback in Madden for whatever reason. Hopefully that changes here in this rebuild. Defensively, well, we really need Trey White to get healthy. I think he's 2 weeks away. So we got to start without him. A little bit weak at that position, but hopefully the very good safety tandem of Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer can kind of help us out just a little bit as we go with Teron Johnson, Cordell Flott, and Emerson. So 2 rookies out there. The pass rush also should help. Von Miller, Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau. We got Epinesa, Jordan Phillips. It's a solid D-line. The linebacking core, Milano and Edmonds, has been solid. And now we throw in Devin Lloyd, who's, in my opinion, head and shoulders the top linebacker from the 2022 draft class. This team just got a whole lot better. And I think, I'm thinking 11 wins minimum with this squad, but you never know. Kind of cool is, in the absence of Trey White, Teron Johnson, who's normal dev, which I think he could be star dev and he wouldn't complain, has a potential breakout scenario. Unfortunately, it's against the Chiefs, which is, gotta be probably a little tough. We also have a tandem breakout. I don't know, man, if they've actually fixed these scenarios or not, but it's for Gabe Davis, another player that, especially after this match, this is going to be one of the best games. Is this actually the updated schedule? Like, do the Chiefs and Bills play in the regular season next year? Because if they do, that's going to, that better be flexed to prime time right away. Because that was one of the greatest football games I've ever seen. Point being, win or lose, if we can still find a way to get Teron Johnson up a dev trade, I will take that. So that we have, that big buff, in addition to Trey White getting back. Unfortunately, we did not win. It looked like another little bit of a shootout, 34-28. Did we get the breakout? We unfortunately did not. That was always going to be a tough draw, though. Trying to hold the Chiefs passing attack to really not a whole lot. I suppose we can check the offensive one for Gabe Davis. Maybe? 28 points on offense. Wasn't like we had a terrible performance. And it looks like, unfortunately, wasn't what we were looking for out of either one of our breakout players. So at the midway point of year one, 6-3, which is not probably too bad. First place in the East. The Jets are 5-5 Patriots. Probably not seeing a lot of those records, but let's take a look at our contracts here. 10 players. Don't have great salary cap. It's also not the worst. We got Mitch Morse here at center. Probably worth the contract extension. So here's where I didn't get, because Von Miller was re-signed by the Rams. So I didn't really get to pick and choose with his contract, so I'll just take him at that face value. which is probably more accurate to what he's actually going to get paid. He's not getting any bit of that, like whatever it was, $100-some million. The guaranteed money and all that stuff short term for Vaughn, that 40 feels a little bit more appropriate. We got Jordan Poyer. I'll throw him a 3-year deal. Keep all Rach in the building. Plus, hell, he's a good player. We got Edmonds here. We'll give him a 5-year deal. We got Dawson Knox at tight end, looking for a 4-year deal. He's an absolute beast. I think he's really underrated, even with OJ Howard in the building. Cody Ford of the O-line. I mean, I thought he was going to be a lot better pro than what he has been, but I think we can still get him up to close to the 80s, depending on how long this rebuild goes, and that's an affordable deal on that contract. Only got him non-numbers to Singletary, but I mean, that's not even a bad contract for... If he takes that, we'll do it. If not, I have no problem looking at free agency or drafting a running back, but we'll throw that money at Devil Singletary. But now we got everyone locked up. Not a lot of wiggle room beyond this in terms of salary cap going forward in this rebuild. Probably won't be super aggressive in free agency. And at the end of year one, better than expected. I was prepared for this to be like, the Bills are just one of those teams that don't sim well. 13-4, I will take that. That's what you know. I assume the Chiefs probably had a better record because that's just what they do. Yes, they did, 14-3. And they beat us. So, I mean, I guess the better team there. We had a chance to beat them and put ourselves, that's the game in hand. That was the decider there. So, we're the 2 seed in the AFC, and I don't think that's too much of a shock. Bills probably are going to be in that territory in real life. Let's see how our team played. Looking at the leaders, Stefon Diggs, I'm seeing their second receiver. That's pretty cool. Not much else for our team, but that's fine. Let's take a look at the big picture. Josh Allen was a top 5 statistical quarterback, 4,700 passing yards, 39 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. We got 13 and 15 for Singletary, so I'm kind of glad we committed with him. Okay, probably should have better rushing numbers for that than Josh Allen, but yet again, another Madden where the QB rushing numbers in the sim aren't where they need to be. 9 vultures here from Zach Moss. We had 15 and 9 for Diggs, 9 and 8 for Crowder, 9 and 11 for Gabe Davis, 7 and 3 for Dawson Knox. And on the defensive side, we had 120 tackles, Matt Milano, 112 for Tremaine Edmonds, 13 sacks, Von Miller, 8.5 on Oliver, 8 for Greg Rousseau. And we got 4 picks, Trey White, plus he missed, the first couple of games of the season. 3 for Cordell Flott, 3 for Teron Johnson, a couple duos and a single there. Let's take a look at the yearly awards here. Mahomes is your MVP, Josh Allen runner-up. So it's all going hard here in the AFC. Josh Allen is runner-up for Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year went to DeForest Buckner. We have Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Kenneth Walker. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Perrion Winfrey. Best quarterback went to Mahomes. Running back Henry. Again, I don't think we're going to have really anybody here, unfortunately. But it's all about the team effort. Here in year one, we have the Steelers, who we beat in the regular season. There's no way that we're going to be one and done here in year one with this stacked Buffalo Bills team, and we do get a victory, 21-17, maybe closer than expected, especially for a team in Pittsburgh where they have essentially the backup quarterback from Buffalo last year. I mean, in real life, and in this sim, they have Marcus Mariota. Wasn't a bad game there for Josh Allen. 85 yards, Stefon Diggs. Crowder's been a nice weapon for us. 13 tackles, Jordan Poyer. A sack for Edmonds and interceptions for Micah Hyde and the talented rookie linebacker Devin Lloyd as the Buffalo Bills are moving on to the next round. And all that kind of sets us up for, this is a really, really good matchup. Not, at least on the AFC side, NFC, I don't think I'd see Carolina, unfortunately, making the playoffs with the Bears. But looking at the AFC, you could totally see the Chiefs and Raiders playing, and obviously the Bengals. And AFC is just so stacked. Burrow versus Josh Allen. I don't really know what to expect. We'll quickly upgrade our players here. Couple starters there along the offense. Boost all you guys up. Give every advantage we could potentially get here against a tough matchup. 84-84. Very even. I think we have the slight edge of quarterback, and we get it. And the Raiders beat the Chiefs. We beat the Bengals 35-28. That wasn't even close. I'm not using fully updated roster. This is just the Raiders. They don't have Devontae. Well, they might actually have signed him, but I just kind of let free agency play itself out there. Look at Buffalo. Great duel between 2 very good quarterbacks. For the Bills, we got 2 touchdowns there. Crowder's been outstanding. The secret weapon throughout this playoff run. 2 sacks, Von Miller. That's exactly what you get Von Miller for. We had a pick for Trey White, and that puts us against the 6th seed. What are they doing? What does their roster look like to be putting up? They got Derek Carr. This could be our quick scouting report. Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake, Renfro. Like, look, they don't have Devontae Adams. They had Denzel Perryman. Got a couple. Like, it's just, we gotta win, man. There's no way. This is out of all the games so far. You beat the Steelers. Sure, they got T.J. Watt. He can wreck games. You go the Bengals. They're Super Bowl contending team. You can't lose to the Vegas Raiders here in this situation. We won't be cocky though. We'll make sure we spend all our points. It's only for our depth guys there. This is as good of an opportunity as we're probably going to see in this rebuild to get to a Super Bowl. And I would love to do it in year one here. And what? What, dude? No way. What is that score line? 1 touchdown, 1 pick. What the? I don't want to say there's a defining moment in a rebuild year one, but that is a terrible missed opportunity for the Bills. And then the Raiders go on and get absolutely pancaked, like the last time they met in the Super Bowl by the Buccaneers. That should have been us, man. Let's take a look at our team. If we have any dev traits, we might have a couple. I'm not 100% sure. Looking at the offensive side of the ball, no dev traits. Gain Ryan's hidden dev was a star. On the defensive side, we have Devin Lloyd's dev trait, hidden dev. It is a star. Not one dev trait. Huh. It's a little weird. Usually you get locked out and one of the linebackers goes up a dev even. Okay. Maybe Madden just hates the Bills. Limited amount of money here in free agency. The two positions I would want to maybe splash at. We could look at wide receiver. Even though Crowder was very good for us last year, he's regressing. But there's no real affordable. If I could, Deontay Johnson would be a perfect get. Just don't have the money there. And then the secondary spot was corner, where I did all my scouting for the draft at the corner spot. So the fact that there's no top scheme fits right away. I mean, Murphy Bunting's there. It's a little expensive. I'm gonna roll the dice. We're gonna keep that cap for next year in case this has to go to year 3, and we're gonna try to do our damage during the draft. All right, so we go into the draft. Kind of really just want 2 positions here. We're looking at wide receiver and or corner, and we feel really good at wide receiver. We did our scouting, and I really think any of these guys, especially Cherry, looks real good out of Georgia. Got the A deep route running. The combine is exactly what you like. He's going to be a really good player. I also think this guy here was the better of the between Claxton and Colorado, Florida. The stats aren't the best, but the combine is, again, 3-cone, 20-yard, S-tier, 4.4 speed. It's kind of what you're looking for. When we look at the corners that are available, there was a lot of first-round projected corners. Not exactly how we wanted it to kind of fall out here. I had a guy named Duval I really, really was liking the look of. Best guy available here is John Matthews. We got B-press, C-man coverage, 6'1", 193. Can play on the outside. Combine, not too bad, but the 3-cone and 20-yard are just a little outside what we're looking for. So I'm thinking right now, just for our big swing, fact that we have, a guy that I'm pretty sure is going to be a very good player. We're going to grab Lloyd Cherry. Normal dev, no. He's got to be, this is going to be one of those guys, a normal dev, but he could be like, 77, 78, somewhere in that range. All right, look at the draft recap. I'll take that. Wasn't maybe as high. I was hoping 77, 78, but Lloyd Cherry, 76, deep threat. I mean, that's a hell of a play. If he had a dev trait, we'd be saying that's one of the better wide receiver players we've got. So dev trait aside, I kind of just went off my favorites, let the computer pick it, and it worked out well. We got Shaquem Cartwright, corner at Central Florida, hidden dev corner, 71 scheme fit, which is a great start. And then they followed up in the 3rd round, getting Peter Blackwell, hidden dev right tackle out of Wisconsin. That's about as good as it gets. The rest of the picks were normal devs, but still in the 4th round, even getting Marco Davis here to Stanford, 71 normal. Very, very strong draft. And given how light we had to kind of go in free agency, you'll take that every day of the week, even though Cherry on top, pun intended, would have been hidden dev there for Lloyd Cherry out of Georgia. All right, so as we go into year 2, not a lot of crazy changes. We got Cherry at wideout. We got a hidden dev tackle, might be, he'd be our swing tackle. But in terms of base starters, nothing has changed from last year, the team that was a win away from going to the Super Bowl. On the defensive side, more of the same. I am going to just straight up say screw it. We're going to bump Ebenezer in there to the defensive 2 Defensive tackle 2 spot. Would have loved to grab a corner, but that's just kind of how the board fell out. I mean, with the boost and stuff like that, you know, if you can get past the dev traits, we feel, you know, kind of confident that. We got Cart right here. We'll bump him up just a little bit. Really surprised we didn't get a dev trait scenario on the linebacker, or maybe it's Devin Lloyd's to get this year. But again, I fully expect this team, you know, 10, 11, 12 wins minimum. And maybe this is the year we can go on a super run and not run into apparently the juggernaut Raiders team and get bounced in the championship game. All right, the midway point of the, well, not really the midpoint, just coming out of our bye. We're 5-1. So are the Jets. What? 5-1 should be, whatever. Look at our contracts here. I mean, whatever little bit of money we were able to save by not spending in free agency is most likely to get spent up here. If you had to prioritize these guys, first up would be Stefon Diggs, who actually got a new contract here. He actually wants a little more money, of course. Next up, we got Ed Oliver. We'll give him a 5-year deal, $64 million. Not worry about it. Micah Hyde seems to regress fairly well in this game. 1 year, $4 million. We might have to go a little bit higher. Might have to give 1.5. I have no problem paying that. We have Gabe Davis. That's kind of expensive, but he was pretty good for us last year. All these guys want more money. See, this is why we need to win the Super Bowl, man. So we have to deal with the downside of having a talented roster, but we'll come back for Diggs, Hyde, and Davis. Everybody else, you got to kind of have to wait and see come season's end. How much money, how much change we can find in the couch cushions if we can re-sign any of them. And to close out year 2, we almost lost 3 in a row. Luckily, able to kind of get things back on track week 18, beating the Jets 38-14. We finished again 13-4. No first round bye, which is weird. What we got? Bengals went 15-2. Raiders. What is going on with the Raiders, man? Chiefs there ahead of us. It was, again, the AFC was insane. What are the Falcons? Is this just insane world of sim? Raiders, Falcons doing good. Jets playing well. Kind of crazy, but we got to run the gauntlet here again as we take on the Cleveland Browns in the wildcard round. Let's take a look at our season stats here. Look at the big picture. Von Miller, 21 sacks. You love seeing that. Let's take a look at the rest of the stats here for the squad. Josh Allen. Yards a little off, but 39 touchdowns, 6 picks. I think that's literally what he had last year, so I will take that. 13-18 for Devin Singletary. So yeah, just the Bills playbook must just cater towards running the ball. Which is why we're not going to have, huge, insane years from Josh Allen. That's probably why you never see Josh Allen really in contention for the MVP race like you do with, the Patrick Mahomes. 12-10 for Diggs. 1,011 for the rookie Cherry. Would love for him to go up a dev trait. That'd be dope. 8-7 Dawson Knox. 7-3 for Gabe Davis. Defensively, 127 tackles for Matt Milano. $123 for Tremaine Edmonds. Both linebackers with 3 interceptions on the season. 21.5 sacks. 23 TFLs from the unstoppable ageless wonder Von Miller. 8 sacks. Ed Oliver. 7.5 for Greg Rousseau. 5 picks. Trey White leading the team. So really all of our good players played very well in the sim this season. MVP went to Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen runner-up. Aaron Rodgers going to the Eagles. It's like our Eagles franchise build. And that's kind of cool how that happened. Looking quickly here at the individual awards. Lloyd Cherry is the offensive rookie of the year. That's pretty dope. Von Miller is linebacker, or D-line of the year, sorry. That's pretty cool. Tyler Bass, kicker of the year. So we had a couple award winners here, but it all comes down to the fact that got to run the gauntlet again. We have that extra game that gets thrown into the sim. Who knows what's going to happen? And you never know. Those are the ones you tend to lose a lot. I mean, it's just, I don't know why. I almost feel like for sim luck, probably at this point, you could switch like the Browns always being good. They've been good in the sim the last 2 years. Maybe we give a little bit of that luck to the Buffalo Bills here. So opening round, I'm expecting win, but it's the Browns. You could always lose. And we barely win, and we set up a rematch against the Raiders in this matchup. What is going on with the Raiders putting up a 40 bomb again? Like, is it just Josh Jacobs? I mean, we just did a Raiders rebuild. It's Derek Carr, 5 touchdowns. What the hell? Looking at our win, 3 points. It was close. Josh Allen was Desmond Ridder in the Browns there. Okay, that's weird. 100 yards plus for Singletary, $120 and a touchdown for Stefon Diggs. Matt Milano, 8 tackles. Sack for Ed Oliver. Interception for Devin Lloyd, and it sets up a rematch against the Raiders. All right, man. Revenge. They beat us. It was a low-scoring game. It wasn't like we got stunned. It wasn't like they put up 40 on us. But I don't know what is going on with the Raiders here. They are God mode, and they God mode no more. Get the victory, 38-17. Going to the championship against probably the tougher of the two teams. I would have probably rather see the Titans there. But happy with that performance. 38-17. We would have 28 in the second quarter there. Nice game for Josh Allen. 3 touchdowns, Zach Moss. That's kind of weird. Defensively, we get after the quarterback there. 2.5 sacks, Von Miller. 2 for Mr. Ed Oliver. Interception, Cordale Flott. And that sets up a really, really exciting matchup here in the championship. On the other side, hey, go Eagles! Eagles and the Niners. Can we be the Bills-Eagles Super Bowl? Let's see. I wonder what the ratings are. I would imagine that the ratings between us and the Bengals probably still fairly similar. 86, 88. They were 15-2. We were 13-4. I mean, I'll put it this way. If we lose this one, I'm not going to throw a fit. They're a really good team. And actually, we get the dub. And it goes to the Super Bowl against the Niners. Oh, it would have been cool if that was the Eagles. But something I did notice here was when I was looking at the stats, look at Jimmy G. 5,000 yards. Like, I mean, maybe that's what the Niners figured it out there, apparently. We got a couple upgrades here. They're 9-8, so they're going on a little bit of a Giants run, you know, in the New York Giants with Eli Manning. They were probably like one of the worst teams to squeak of the playoffs, and then they just strike fire. Could be a tough game. We're going to hop in and play the moments of this one. Would love to because I just don't want to deal with the salary cap. Year 3, year 4, it's only going to get harder for the Buffalo Bills, but you never know, man. If this Niners puts on like an all-time great defensive performance, find a way to get the ball into George Kittle's hands, Deebo Samuel's hands, this game could certainly get away from the Buffalo Bills, but I am very confident that we have the squad. This is Josh Allen's time to bring a Super Bowl to Buffalo. Let's get it. Let's go, baby. Go Bills. Bills Mafia. Opening drive, we get a defensive stop. They get a defensive stop. Both defenses not letting the other team score. Niners get the first touchdown of the game, but we go right down the field, and we have to settle for a field goal. That's where I probably should have came in there a little bit. It does, like, this is the perfect time. Next time we can't hop in, I might need to hop in because we are just stalling on third down, which is unfortunate. 2-minute drill. We get the touchdown, make it within one score. We get a back-to-back touchdown drives. Look at that. That is what we bring to the table here. If we get a third down, I will come in here. We have 3rd and 2 on the 9. Let's air this one out. We got Cherry, plenty of speed. We're gonna scramble. Oh, we just get that first down. Josh Allen does it his own. Oh man, he was a blow-up hit on the goal line of John Elway's Super Bowl moment there. But Josh Allen takes it himself. The Niners, they go for it on 4th down. That is a hell of a drive there. But looks like it's going to be too little, too late. In an all-time Super Bowl matchup, 45-35, year 2 of the rebuild. The Buffalo Bills get their Super Bowl. You know, kind of is what it is to a certain degree, man. We picked this rebuild not necessarily because I thought it was gonna be the most difficult. You pick Buffalo given their current roster, knowing that you're most likely gonna win a Super Bowl. I just wanted to see this moment happen. I feel like the Bills deserve it as a franchise to get their Super Bowl victory. Josh Allen is awesome. He's S-tier quarterback for sure. Happy that we're able to get kind of some exciting college players. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily the splashiest of moves, but if you're a Bills fan, they find a way to get Devin Lloyd in the draft. That is a big get for that team. To throw in the fact that you also got Von Miller coming on that defense. Once you get Trey White back healthy, it kind of, the star power on defense kind of finally equals the star power on the offensive side of the ball. And there is our Super Bowl victory. So, as always, guys, let me know in the comments what team you want to see next. We have the Ravens, Texans, Titans, Chargers, Eagles, Falcons, Niners, Rams, and Cardinals left on our checklist. This one here was just me kind of, going off my own, just wanted to do the Bills, to be honest with you. So, and we talked about Jimmy G. They don't even have him. It's Trey Lance. It's Trey Lance season. Jimmy G went out somewhere else and is doing his job. But hope you guys did enjoy. As always, your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.